Hi, my name is Sophia Nauch, and today in this video I am going to talk about the aspect, tense, and voice. I'm going to bring you information about these topics, and in this video is belonging to the subject of English syntax, specifically the topic of these activities from clauses to text and syntax in discourse. Before to start, as a rule of the class, it's very important that I show you my ID. There is. Well, once done this step, we can continue. Before to go to the main information, I think it was important for me bring like short introduction about the fundamental about the aspects, tense, and voice, and how these complements and how these as alongside complements and about the communication and the language not only has something about the grammar but as a tool for that since this factor controversy factors about could be the subject and about temporal and how the main function and how be this linking between the subject and the actions. So for this way, understand them in a essential to effective expression. In this video, we're going to talk about the key ideas, distinction, and subcategories of aspect, tense, and voice, and consideration the influence in the syntax. Well, we have this chart, and also in below this video I'm going to put the link where you can find in the better resolutions this graphic designed by me. We have the grammar and we have three sections: aspect, tense, and voice. Starting for the aspect, we have to understand how the prints by which we see the temporal progression of action called aspect. That means the progression of and the temporal of this action is what we are going to call aspect. And we can find three subdivisions: the simple aspect, the progressive, and perfect aspect. Well, for the simple aspect, it's going to focus on how long they take to complete. And this is going to give you accurate descriptions of what happened without going into detail about how or when it happened, but how long they take to complete. And then we have progressive aspects, where emphasize the behaviors that are going to continue. That means that it's going to provide a deeper level of detail of the actions, and we can find the sense of a moment. And then we have the perfect aspect. That's going to be that we're going to find completed actions that have a connection to the present and are described by a perfect aspect. That means that this action that was completed is going to what we are going to call perfect aspect, or help it to describe, better say. And in the end, that connects really leads to the present and combine a sense of compression and significance. Then we move to tense. That is a fundamental component of temporal expressions. Tense they trace through a range of temporal dimensions and amongst before to go to the division, tense is what we can call it our best friends about For someone who learned English since little, or the basics things in English in this case, for when you learn a language. Um, and we see the division, which are present tense, past tense, future tense, present perfect tense, and past perfect tense. We're going to remember, well, for me, we're going to remember a few English guys in my high school, my sign. But yeah, it's basically that, the present, the past, and the future, and this little weird tense about present perfect and past perfect. Um, so well, starting with the present tense, and this tense grounds stories in the immediate present by describing events that are taking place right now. Usually, we're going to usually, usually we're going to use the present tense at the moment to describe something that is going to happen every day, and has routines or action that is going to happen every day, how we mentioned before. So it's going to be our present. The past tense, we're going to, well, this is another subject, but we know that we can find in past tense, we can find very division, well, not only in the past, also in the present and the future. And the past tense, well, this is going to narrative the past tense to tell us the story of the past events, giving the reader this feeling or this sense of historical system. Then we have the future tense. The future tense, we're going to provide a sense of expectations or projections about actions or events that we know they're still to come. Then we have the present perfect tense. This tense is going to build a connection between the continued present and the experience of the past by describing finish activity that have relevance to. That means in other ways, the present perfect is going to describe us action that we start doing in the past and we're still doing in the present. So there are actions that we don't finish yet. And then we have the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is going to create a distinct temporal relationship between acts and provide insight into the order of past. And well, finally, we have the voice. The voice is going to examine how the subject and the action is going to be related to one another and the influence this have on the sentence. That is voice. Now, sometimes when we start to see this topic, we mention voice to or voice, but no, it's going to be the action between the subject and what voice is going to tell us, better say, the action, the relationship between subject and action, to not confuse some words. And then we have active, passive, and middle voice. Now, being the active voice, the more used, and that is something we use in our daily life and our daily discourse. And and when the action is going to be more no is where the person who made the action is going to be more relevant in the sentence. The phrase more direct and clear when it's written in the active voice because the subject really does the action. Meanwhile, the passive voice is going to be the contrary because it's when the action takes the control of the sentence. That means the action has more relevant about this about the person who does the action. And sometimes in in a sentence with passive voice we can find without the person. That means so in the passive voice the main character is the action. So by placing the emphasis on the action recipient rather than its performer, passive voice offer an alternative viewpoint also. And then we have the middle voice that is less studied, especially in the high school. Well, let's talk about, but not less fascinating. And so in the middle voice, complicate sentence construction in this case by having the subject as above the action verb and the recipient. Well, before the start, we have a little chart about some examples about the axial, simple axial. How I mentioned before that the action is continued is something that happened. Then we have the past aspect. Yeah, I'm right. The progressive aspect, sorry. The progressive aspect, Maria is studying for her exam, something that I'm still doing. And it's revealing so more detail, in this case the exam. And we have the perfect aspect, sorry. The perfect aspect, by the time I arrive, they have already finished dinner. So we can see is sometimes a sentence can be aspect, and in this case, it's also a past perfect tense. We have the example of the tense, the present tense, the sun rises in the east. The sun always going to be rising in the east every day. The past tense, she walked to the store yesterday. The future tense, we will meet at the park tomorrow. And the present, the perfect present tense, I haven't read that book before. Something that I read the book before, and now I can still reading again. The voice, the chef prepared a delicious meal. The chef is the main character there. The passive voice, a delicious meal was prepared by the chef. The meal takes the spotlight in the sentence. And then we have the door open easily for the middle voice. Well, it finally has a real reflection about the importance to know these aspects. Um, well, in understanding that the aspect, sense, and voice, how we mentioned at the beginning, is more than just a language exercise. It's going to be a key for our communications and our discourse, because this element is going to provide for us, and everywhere, in every single construction there will be something oral, something writing. It's going to give you current um, a current content. um, it's going to also alongside a deep comprehension, and it's going to help you to mind a grammatical rule that this not only help us to write well a sentence, but the other person who understands it and go beyond to the word. So, how I mentioned before, well, the construction, this element is going to help to construct coherent text and give you current discussions or communication with others. Um, well, that will be everything from my part. I appreciate so much for your attention. And finally, we can find the reference of text that help me to give you the information that to bring you to you today. So don't forget that you can belong sorry, and the section commentary, you're going to find the link to the charts with the sentence about the information about the accent and voice, so you can have a better look. Thank you so much. Goodbye.